Hello collectors and welcome to my review of the Ultra Act Ultraman Ginga. Though some did not care for his series, Tamashii Nations pulled through and made an Ultra Act of him. But the ultimate question is he any good? Well, let's take a look and see whether or not he's worth adding into your collection. Though the basic Ultraman shape is present here with Ginga, in hand the colors truly pop. There's a nice mix of red and silver, and the yellow for the eyes is just perfect. Though you may find some molding issues on yours, such as mold lines here and there, they're easily forgivable when you see just how stunning the blue on Ginga really is, and how well it brings this character to life. Here's a prime example of Ginga's beautiful coloration, the head. The silver, yellow, and blue blends together wonderfully on the final product. Here's a look at Ginga's torso. It's just as nice. Taking a quick look at the thigh right here by the knee, you can see exactly what I was talking about with the molding issues. Totally forgivable though, especially when you take a good look at the lines on his back. There's total chaos here, and as you've been seeing throughout the review so far, there's no paint slop at all. All of the paint is exactly where it should be. If you're interested in getting a good looking figure, Ginga has what you're looking for. Really no drawbacks in the looks department. As you would come to expect by now with the Ultra Act line, Ginga has some great articulation. Hindered a little bit, and mine has a few QC issues, but it's still pretty great. So to begin, Ginga's head is attached to his neck on a ball joint, though there are many joints working inside the head to allow you to pretty much pose it in whatever way you want. But the actual neck itself is attached to Ginga's body on a ball joint. So you're going to be able to basically get Ginga to look in whatever direction you want. Now the shoulders, they are attached to the body on a ball joint in the actual torso itself, so you can get a lot of movement, and you can move the arm around as much as you please, but the shoulders are on actual hinges, or swivels, whichever you would technically prefer to call them. Now something you may notice right away, the shoulder pads. Yes, they do block the articulation, but luckily they're on ball joints. So if you push the arms too far, don't worry. They'll just pop off instead of outright break, and they can be a little bit difficult to get back on in a way that'll get them to actually stick. There is a bicep swivel, which is awesome. So you're going to be able to get full rotation out of that. And the elbows are on the double hinge. So you're going to be able to get a lot of movement there, a lot of range of motion. Take a look at that. Now the wrists are on the double swivel, or ball hinge as some like to call them, and the hands are actually attached to the wrists on a ball joint. For the actual articulation for the main body of Ginga, you have an ab crunch up here, which is on a ball joint, and you're going to be able to get a lot of motion there. See, like I said, the shoulder pads like to pop off very, very easily. This joint on my Ginga is very, very tight and really doesn't like to move. But fortunately, the joint at the waist, which is also on a ball joint, is relatively loose, just enough so that I can move it around as freely as I want. So you're going to be able to put Ginga in a lot of interesting poses by twisting his body. Moving down to the legs of Ginga, in the hip area, there is a hinge in there, which gives him the pull-down style figure arts hip joint, which is awesome. So you're going to be able to get a lot of movement out of there. And the actual thigh is attached in the hip on a ball joint. So you get lots of twisting and moving and turning, and with that pull down, you're going to be able to get it to really stretch out. And luckily, on the inside of the thigh, where it's actually attached to the hip, there is a swivel joint, so you're going to be able to get a little bit of motion out of that. To the knee, double hinge, lots of movement there. The articulation is great. The ankles are using the same style joint that is used in the wrist, though more of a traditional hinge, and there is a peg attached in the foot, giving you the foot rocker, or swivel, as some like to call it. And then finally, the toe is on a hinge. Lots of movement up and down. So as you can clearly see, you can put Ginga in a lot of interesting poses, though be sure to thoroughly check your figure after taking him out of the box, because unfortunately you may be slapped with some loose joints. Say, for an example, this leg on my Ginga, everything is very, very loose. As compared to this leg, which you can hear it creaking around, and the knee is just a little bit more difficult to move. And the shoulder pads, they'll either stay on wonderfully, or just simply pop off easily. So aside from those small quality control issues, Ginga, Articulation, he's got it. Ginga's accessory count is pretty nice, about the average for an Ultraman these days, though there is a bit of a suggestion that there will be even more to come down the line. First though, Ginga comes with swappable hand parts. You get the splayed out hands that are shown at the top, and then you get the karate chopping or sprinting hands that are shown on the bottom. Along with the fist, it does seem to be a pretty small number, but realistically speaking, what else could they add in? Swapping out Ginga's hands, it's easy to do. All you have to do is just grab the hand, pop it off, like so, since it's on a ball joint, and then take the replacement hand and just pop it on until it's nice and stable. The next part that I'll cover is this swappable back piece, and this is helped to display Ginga on stage act arms. On the middle portion of Ginga's back, you'll find this little piece here, that all you have to do is just pop out and take this replacement part, line it up, and you're ready to go. All you have to do is plug in the stage act 4 arm right into this hole, and Ginga will easily be supported. The next swappable part is the color timer, and it can be a bit of a pain to do. But the easiest way that I've found is to sort of grip it with your fingernails, the blue one anyway, and pull it out at the top and the bottom. And then you'll take the replacement color timer and you'll have a flat side to it, as you can sort of see there. That goes on the bottom, and then all you do is you just put it in and slide it in, and there you go. Now Ginga has not too much time left. If there's one thing Ginga's known for, it's definitely the zany attacks that he has, and one of the ones that the Ultra Act comes with is the Ginga Saber. As you can see here, it's a nice translucent blue effect part, and swapping this onto Ginga, it's very easy to do. On the right arm, there is a blue crystal that all you have to do is just pull off. Then you take the Ginga Saber and attach it like so. And voila, he's using it. And finally, the last effect part, the Ginga Cross Shot. And wow, is it stunning. Got some nice green paint in there, some blue, you have some reddish orange right here at the base. It looks amazing in hand. Putting it on though, it can be a bit difficult. It is for me anyway. So just like you would swap out the hand, pull out the default hand that you have in for Ginga, and then slide the new hand on as best as you can. And there you go. Now you have Ginga firing the cross shot. Just take note that it is very heavy, so if you plan on displaying Ginga like that, and it likes to pop off, that you're not going to do it for too long, because I have a feeling that it might eventually topple him over, and I don't think you're going to want this falling into your display at all. Well, that's everything that Ginga comes with in terms of the accessories. Now, fans of Ginga will know, as I said earlier, that he uses quite a bit of different attacks, and for most of those attacks, the crystals on his body change color. Well, Bandai may have given away a future release in the Ultra Act line, because all of the parts on Ginga's body that have a crystal, it can be removed in some way. So the crystals on the chest, the forearms, the shins, the head, and the shoulder pads, those can even be removed entirely. So I'm thinking maybe at some point in the future we may get a Ginga effect pack, which comes with his other attacks, but only time will tell. As it stands though, what Ginga comes with, it's pretty great, and really you'll still be able to come up with unique display options for Ginga with them. Now a question many want answered. Exactly how big is Ginga? Well, for starters, here are some Revoltech Kaiju. Here's Ginga with some standard 6-inch Godzillas, SH Monster Arts on the right, and NECA to the left. And here's Ginga with some of NECA's Pacific Rim offerings, Cherno Alpha, Crimson Typhoon, Trespasser, and Scunner. And finally, here's Ginga alongside some Ultra Acts. So, as you can see, when it comes to sizing Ginga, a little bit beefy, but he'll be able to fit into any of your 6-inch Kaiju displays. So, Buy Ginga now, skip him, or wait for a sale. What's more to be said about the sculpt and the paint? He looks wonderful. Though the articulation is great, only slightly hindered by the shoulder pads, some quality control issues on mine have me worried about putting him into some more extreme poses. Still, he can take on those extreme poses. Yours, you may not have that worry at all. Accessories, Ginga's got them, and perhaps he'll come with more too through different effect packs in future releases. I don't regret this purchase. If you've been eyeballing Ginga for some time, I highly suggest getting him. Easily one of my favorite Ultra acts.